In this video, we're going to take a look at Electronic Advanced Passenger Information System, otherwise known as eAPIS, and how to use it. First, we must enroll to have an account. So you agree to the terms and conditions. And then you click whether you're commercial or private aviation. Most likely, if you're watching this, it's private aviation. You fill out all this information, and then they're going to send you an email with your sender ID and an activation key. So you come back to this page, you put in your sender ID and your password, and you click on login. Now you're seeing this, but for you, it would take you to a activation key page where you put in the activation key you got in your email, and then it's going to take you to the terms and conditions. So I'm going to go ahead and agree to this and move on to the next page. Okay, so now we're in the private aviation manifest options page. Now I recommend you create the pilot and crew information. That way you don't have to add their information every time that you go on a flight. So you go to this page and then click on add crew, and you're going to fill all the information for the crew members and pilots. You can add them, their passport is what I recommend you doing, and the second one would be a pilot's license. Make sure you fill out all this information correctly. It's very important. Once you have all that information filled in, you just click on add crew and go back to the main page. I would add in all the pilots and crew members you're going to have. You can't have 2 pilots. You can only have 1 pilot and then additional crew members. So we're back to the manifest options page. So now we're going to go ahead and create our notice of departure. This is what we're going to do when we leave the country, and this is what we're going to do when we arrive to the country. So just so you have an idea what it looks like, we're going to create a notice of departure. And up here, we're going to have to put in all this information. So I'm not going to actually fill all of this in, but just for reference, you're going to put in your tail number, the departure airport, country, city, actual departure description. I normally just put the airport there. Now countries, make sure you use the right codes. This is very finicky. It'll take you back if you don't put the right code in. Emergency contact information, then how many crews and passengers. Now this is what it's going to determine how many people you're going to put in on your manifest. Make sure it's all correct. You're going to click next and then follow all the information that they ask for on here. It won't let me move on because I have to do all this stuff as in red, but it's basically just filling out this form. There's really nothing to it. And once you submit the form, you're going to get an email with the confirmation that it was actually submitted. Now we go back to manifest options. You would do a create a notice of arrival the same way that you did a notice of departure for when you come back. Now a quick tip is if you do a trip that's pretty often and you're always going to the Bahamas or a certain country, you should go to your view recently submitted manifest or your saved manifest, and then you can actually make a notice of arrival or departure based on something that you do quite often. So it's going to have all that information already for you. For the sake of my privacy, I'm not going to click on the most recent submitted manifest. Now don't forget, you also have to do a notice of arrival by phone to the customs office where you're going to be flying into. That's very important that you do that, and they're going to give you a confirmation code as well. But that basically completes everything that has to do with eAPIS and US Customs. If you need the link for the eAPIS website, it's going to be in the bottom description of this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Let's move on to the next video.